My name is Zhang Wei. I'm a football fan. I never thought that a regular fan like me would end up becoming a famous football coach. Haha.
Did you take our son to play football again?
My wife, Liang Ru, asked me with a displeased look. I cleared my throat awkwardly. Jiangqi, go take a shower. After your shower, go do your homework.
Okay.
Jiangqi responded. Then he dashed off to the bathroom. Seeing Jiangqi leave, I quickly put on a fawning smile. Honey, he loves playing football. It's his hobby. As parents, we should fully support him, right? Liang Ru rolled her eyes. She said grumpily.
I think it's your hobby. You can mess around all you want, but you can't affect Zhangqi's studies. He's already in 6th grade. He's about to take his middle school entrance exams. Do you know how much academic pressure kids are under these days? And you're still taking him to play that stupid ball game?
It's not a stupid ball game. It's football. Precisely because of the academic pressure, that's why we should take him out to exercise more. Besides, middle school is still compulsory education. It's just moving up to middle school. No need to be so stressed. I stopped mid-sentence because the look my wife gave me could practically set me on fire. I knew then that she was really mad, so I quickly tried to appease her. Honey, don't be mad. Liang Ru glared at me fiercely.
Zhang Wei, let me tell you something. If playing soccer affects our son's studies and he doesn't get into middle school in Zhang County, I'm not going to let you off the hook.
With that, she ignored me and walked away in a huff. 13-year-old Zhang Qi quietly emerged from the bathroom.
Dad, are we still going tomorrow? I already told my friends. They all want to see the soccer field.
I quickly made a shushing gesture and glanced towards the kitchen. Of course we're going. Why wouldn't we? Dad won't let you lose face in front of your friends. Zhang Qi's face lit up with joy.
Dad, you're the best.
Just then, a displeased voice came from the kitchen.
Zhang Wei, what are you talking about with our son now?
Oh, our son couldn't reach his back in the shower. I'm gonna help him wash.
Dad, I already finished my shower.
No, you didn't. With that, I pushed Zhang Qi, who had just finished showering, back into the bathroom. My wife and Li Rong, a small supermarket in town. While we don't make a fortune, we've managed to build a new house in town and a storefront. Our life was pretty happy and fulfilling. But recently, one thing cast a small shadow over our otherwise peaceful family life. I'm a huge football fan. When I was younger, I often played in amateur leagues. I once dreamed of playing professionally, but it remained just a dream. Later, I got married and had a child. Plus, my small supermarket got busier and busier. Gradually, I put all my energy into my family and the supermarket. Since moving back home and opening this supermarket, I haven't played in any matches. I went from being a passionate football player to just an ordinary fan. Perhaps influenced by me, my son, Zhang Qi, developed a strong interest in football from a young age. Of course, I was thrilled. I often took him to play football in open fields. At first, Liang Ru didn't object to me playing football with our son. Not only did she not object, she was quite supportive. But as Zhang Qi entered 6th grade, Liang Ru stopped being supportive. In her eyes, football was just a hobby. It was fine to play for fun, but if it affected his studies, it wouldn't be worth it. She's told me countless times that football needs to take a backseat for now. His studies are what matter. But I don't see it that way. I don't think playing football will affect his studies. So, as always, I continue to support his hobby. Honey, the kid's about to get out of school. I'm going to pick him up. As 5 p.m. approached, I put down my work and quickly rode off on my electric bike.
If you take him to play football again today, don't expect dinner when you get back.
She's yelled that at me at least 10 times this month. But obviously, it had no effect. My wife is the type who has a sharp tongue but a soft heart. That makes me a bit bold. As long as I apologize in time, it's usually not a big deal. I didn't go to the school on my electric bike. Instead, I went to an abandoned construction site near the school. This open space was about 500 meters from the school. It was acquired by a developer who said they were going to build a paper mill here. But for some reason, it's been stalled ever since. The entire plot of land just lay waste. This, however, gave my son and me a perfect place to play football. At first, my son and I just came here occasionally to have some fun. Anyway, it's big enough here, enough space to run freely. About half a month ago, I was here with my son, Zhang Qi, practicing as usual. But I noticed he wasn't really into it. He seemed to lack energy. Son, Are you not feeling well? If you don't want to play, we can go home early today.
Dad, do you know where there's a soccer field? I want to experience what it feels like to score a goal.
I paused, and then I understood. Doesn't your school have a soccer field?
What? That's just a playground. Even though there are 2 goals, the school doesn't let us use them at all. They never let us play soccer during PE class. We don't even run.
Is that so? I frowned in thought. As a father, I naturally wanted to fulfill my son's wish. In our town, besides the school, there really isn't a soccer field. There's a professional soccer stadium in Jiang County, but ever since it was built, I've never seen it open. And if I took my son all the way to the county to play soccer, my wife would definitely scold me. Just then, I looked around this large abandoned construction site. My eyes lit up instantly. Son, Dad found your soccer field.
Where?
I pointed to the ground. Right here. I looked at this flat construction site. Why look for a soccer field? Isn't this a ready-made one? No sooner said than done. I immediately got to work. I leveled the ground a bit. Then I bought a simple set of goalposts and paint online. I have to say, online shopping is truly amazing. You can buy anything. I just searched a bit, and they really had them. And the goalpost only cost 500 yuan. Plus, it was portable and detachable. Assembly was super easy too. While waiting for the goalposts to be delivered, I leveled the entire field with a shovel. Then I painted the lines. As soon as the goalpost delivery arrived, I couldn't wait to bring them here and assemble them. I set up the 2 goalposts symmetrically. I used expansion bolts to fix both ends, and 1 goalpost was installed. Although the quality was nowhere near professional goalposts, it was definitely good enough for a bunch of kids to play. From then on, this simple soccer field was built by me alone. During the days I spent building the field, I felt full of energy. Looking at the soccer field I built with my own hands, I felt an inexplicable excitement. I placed the soccer ball in front of the goal. I took a powerful shot, kicking the football hard. Bang! The ball flew almost in a straight line, smashing into the back of the net. My nose suddenly felt a strange sting. It's been over 10 years. I was actually on a football field again, kicking a ball into the goal, even if I was the only one on this field right now.
Awesome!
When my son saw the football field I built just for him, he cheered excitedly. That day, on this very field, he must have taken countless shots on goal, getting all sweaty, his clothes soaked.
Dad, can I bring my classmates here to play? I told them you built a football field, and they all want to come.
Of course you can. Otherwise, why would I set up these 2 goals?
Dad, you're the coolest.
I rode my electric bike, carrying a football and 2 pairs of gloves, to the field I built with my own hands. Soon, the clamor of children gradually drifted over from a distance. A group of kids, around 12 or 13, chattered as they swarmed onto the football field.
See? I wasn't bragging, was I? Isn't this a real football field? And I'm telling you, my dad built this field all by himself.
Zhang Qi puffed out his chest proudly. He was like a proud little rooster, beaming with pride, making his classmates envious. 7 classmates came that day, all close friends of Zhang Qi.
Uncle Zhang, can we play here?
A slightly chubby classmate asked, staring at the soccer ball in my hand. It wasn't just him. All the kids were staring at the ball in my hand. Full of hope, I smiled, placed the ball at my feet, and gently kicked it to the boy. Go ahead and play, but be careful. The kids swarmed the field, running around. They didn't know any soccer rules. Of course, whoever got the ball, it was theirs. They kicked it back and forth, making a lot of noise. After a while, the 7 elementary schoolers spontaneously formed 2 teams to play a match. One team was Zhang Qi's, and the other was Liu Yang's, the slightly chubby boy. Among these 7 boys, Zhang Qi was undoubtedly the best player. So, Zhang Qi's team had 3 players, while Liu Yang's team had 4. After the teams were set, they started their match. They even made me the referee and decided who would kick off with a coin toss. They were quite serious about it. Of course, with this setup and playstyle, we didn't need a referee at all. Their rules were incredibly simple. Just kick the ball into the opponent's goal, and that's 1 point. As for other rules, they weren't needed here at all. My role was just to keep score for both teams. Because of the small number of players and no goalkeepers, basically, once you got the ball, you could send it straight into the opponent's goal. But Zhang Qi, having been coached by me for a long time, his ball control and skills were miles ahead of his little friends. As long as he got the ball, it was a guaranteed goal, and no one could tackle him. In the end, Zhang Qi's 3-person team beat the other 4-person team 1-6-7. The kids were having a blast. Alright, that's enough for today. If I hadn't forcibly taken the ball away and sent them home, they probably would have played until dark without stopping. I looked at Zhang Qi, drenched in sweat, his school uniform soaked through, and gave a helpless smile. Oh no, your mom's going to scold me again when we get back. Sure enough, when we got back, Liang Ru gave me another earful of scolding and complaints. Only after my repeated assurances that it wouldn't affect Zhang Qi's studies did Liang Ru reluctantly agree. Over the next period, more and more people came to my football field. The initial 7 gradually grew to 12. Their games slowly started to look like real matches. They even had a goalkeeper now. I taught them some basic rules, then just let them play freely. These kids were all Zhang Qi's age. Some were even from other classes. Watching these kids, only 13 or 14 years old, chasing and running on the field, a satisfied smile spread across my face. Just then, Liu Yang, his face covered in sweat, ran over. These kids had been playing here for over a month, and they were quite familiar with me now.
What's up? Tired from playing?
Liu Yang shook his head and said,
Uncle Zhang, have you heard? Our county is holding a football match soon.
A football match? What kind of match?
After listening to Liu Yang, I learned that there really was an elementary school football-friendly match in the county. All schools could sign up. The games would be held at the football stadium that had been built but never opened. I paused for a moment, then quickly pulled out my phone to check. It turned out to be true. It was an event organized by a business. The prizes and trophies were all provided by them. The registration deadline was the end of this month, and registration had only just opened a few days ago. So, there was still plenty of time. Just then, I realized the kids weren't playing anymore. They were all gathered together, looking up at me.
So, you've all heard the news?
To my surprise, everyone nodded in unison.
You want to enter the tournament?
All the kids nodded again.
Dad, can you take us?
I opened my mouth, really wanting to say yes, but the words just wouldn't come out.
Didn't you talk to your school?
We asked our homeroom teacher. He said we should focus on our studies now and not think about anything else.
Your teacher is right. Your main task now is to study. You can just come here to play after school. You can't neglect your studies.
The kids dispersed, looking disappointed. Their eyes showed a complete lack of enthusiasm. I also took Zhang Qi home early.
You're back.
I brought Zhang Qi home earlier today. This seemed to please Liang Ru. Normally, my son and I would never come home before dark. But it was barely 6 o'clock, and we were already back, and we both looked like we had something on our minds. After dinner, Zhang Qi went to his room early to do his homework.
What's wrong with Zhang Qi? He looks a bit down.
Is he?
I'm his mother. Of course I can tell if he's in a good mood or not.
After a moment of hesitation, Liang Ru tentatively asked.
Is it because you didn't let him play football, that's why he's...
I froze for a second. Then I immediately seized the opportunity. Exactly. He still wanted to play for a bit. I told him, your mom gave an order today. If you play again today, we won't have any food to eat. So I dragged him back. Liang Ru immediately retorted.
Can you even talk properly? How can you say that to our son?
But wasn't that exactly what you said? I was just following my dear wife's orders. Nothing wrong with that.
I didn't let him play because I was worried about his studies. That's why I didn't let him play. Now you've gone and done this, making our son upset. Isn't that even worse for him?
So what should I do? Should I take him to play tomorrow?
Are you done eating? If you are, get out of here. Don't stand around bothering me.
All right. I went back to the bedroom. Lying on the bed, on top of the wardrobe, sat a gilded plastic trophy. WorldCup Jiang County West District Friendship Match Champion. This was the only trophy I won when I was 21. Now, I'm almost 40, and that trophy, at some point, had become covered in dust. I took the plastic trophy down from the top of the cabinet, gently wiping away the dust with a towel. I don't know why, but my thoughts drifted back to when I was 21, back to that unnoticed game, and I thought of my teammates. I thought of the excitement of scoring a goal, the joy of running freely. I don't know why, but my nose suddenly stung. Plop! A drop of water fell onto the trophy. It was then I realized I was crying. I'd almost forgotten when the last time I cried was. I quickly wiped away my tears and put the trophy back on top of the cabinet. But my gaze couldn't move away from that trophy. All sorts of complicated thoughts kept flooding my mind. Although we live in a town, the population isn't small. Most of the parents here go out to work, leaving grandparents at home to look after the kids. This is pretty common in rural areas. After Liang Ru got pregnant, I resolutely quit my job outside and focused on taking care of my wife at home. I had saved up some money from my previous job, and I used those savings. I rented a storefront in town and opened a small-town supermarket. Now, 14 years have passed in a flash. For 14 years, I've been tied to this supermarket. When I used to work, I had holidays. But ever since I opened this supermarket at home, I haven't had a single day off. For so many years, I've grown used to this mundane life, following the routine, without a single ripple. But at this moment, my almost extinguished passion seemed to be suddenly ignited by something. Closing my eyes, I could almost see those children, their eyes full of hope and longing, and brimming with passion. The next day after school, the kids came here early again. They seemed to have forgotten what happened yesterday. They hadn't held out much hope anyway. But the crushing of that tiny bit of hope still left a faint sense of loss in their young hearts. However, they all buried that disappointment deep inside and simply didn't show it. Just then, I suddenly clapped my hands. Gather round! Everyone was stunned. They'd been playing soccer here for over a month. I'd always just watched quietly from the sidelines. I'd never made them gather before. And so formally too. Oddly enough, the kids all started walking towards me, lining up without being told, looking at me with curiosity. I looked at each one of them, at their innocent young faces, and asked them seriously, "Do you want to play in a football match?" The kids were all stunned for a moment, then they all shouted at the top of their lungs.
Yeah!
There was no prior arrangement, but their voices were surprisingly unified. They had clearly understood something from my words.
Wow! Uncle Zhang, can you take us to the competition?
Zhang Qi also looked at his father with excitement. I didn't answer. Instead, I looked around at them all and said loudly, "Playing in a competition isn't easy. You need to know the rules, you need to train, and you need to endure hardship. Now I'm asking you, can you handle the hardship?"
Uncle Zhang, we can handle it. Yes.
All the children's voices rang out at once. "All right. Since you have this determination, I'll take you to the county to compete."
Yay! Thank you, Uncle Zhang. Woohoo!
Call me coach. Even though I decided to take them to the competition, I wasn't actually qualified. After all, this competition was for teams representing schools. What I needed to do now was convince the principal to let me represent the school and take the kids to the game. Could I talk him into it? Honestly, I wasn't sure. It was a bit of a headache, but I'd already made the promise. Difficult or not, I had to do it. Due to limited time, and with so much more to handle later, I, as their coach, didn't teach the kids much today. The day after tomorrow is Saturday. That day, before 9 a.m., when everyone's here, I'll truly show you what football is all about.
Yes, Coach Zhang!
Dismissed. The kids immediately started kicking the ball around. After Zhang Qi and I got home, Liang Ru clearly noticed Zhang Qi was in an exceptionally good mood. Even though we came home late again today, and he was covered in sweat, Liang Ru, surprisingly, didn't complain at all. The next day, I personally took Zhang Qi to school. After dropping him off, I didn't leave. Instead, I headed straight for the principal's office to talk to him about the competition. Principal, I wanted to discuss something with you. I'd like to organize the kids to play some soccer and enter a competition. Zhang Qi's parent, our school doesn't have a professional soccer coach. I can handle the coaching. I used to play. I know the rules of soccer. Just list me as an external staff member for your school. No salary needed. Even so, playing in a competition isn't a 1 or 2 day thing. The schedule seems to be half a month long. That half month will really affect their studies. Principal Lee, it's only half a month. They won't fall behind much. I'll find a way to make sure the kids don't neglect their schoolwork. It's not like there are games every day. There are only a few matches. When there are no games, they can just come back to class. It's not far anyway, less than a half-hour drive. Besides, this is a chance to shine. If we win a prize, Linzhen Elementary School will become famous, won't it? We're a public school, and just a village elementary school. What's the point of being famous? Moreover, this is just a competition organized by a company. It's not government-run. Winning won't do much good. Principal Lee, you can't say that. I checked it out. Elementary schools know 1, 4, 8, 9,
and 13 inches the county have all signed up.
It's rare for someone in the county to spend money to organize such a competition. This is a rare opportunity.
Principal Lee was silent for a moment. He seemed genuinely swayed by what I said, but in the end, he still shook his head. I know those elementary schools. They all have established teams. Several of them have even played in city-level competitions. There's no way you'd win if you went. Besides, travel expenses cost money, right? Uniforms cost money, right? Meals also cost money, right? Who's going to pay for all this?
Principal Lee, as long as you let me take the kids to play, I'll pay for it. Principal Lee was convinced by me. I successfully became the external football coach for Linjian Elementary School. Of course, it was the kind without a salary. Not only was there no salary, I also had to put my own money into it. After getting authorization from the principal, I immediately rushed to Jiang County without delay to sign up for the competition. The registration process went quite smoothly. I filled out a bunch of forms and successfully registered for the competition under the name of Linjian Elementary School.
Mr. Zhang, the official competition will be held in a week. Please prepare for the match. Including your team, there are a total of 8 teams participating this time. We'll divide the 8 teams into 2 groups. The winners from each group will face off for the championship. As for the group draw, we'll hold it on opening day, right before the matches start. Please make sure you and the kids are here for the draw. Otherwise, it'll count as a forfeit.
The staff member carefully went over the rules and what we needed to watch out for. The tournament kicks off next Saturday. I did a quick calculation, and to win the cup, the kids would have to play 4 full matches, 3 in the group stage, plus the final. That's what it takes to win the elementary cup. I couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement. I'd never been part of anything this official. Even the trophy I won back in the day only took 2 games to win. Both played back-to-back on the same day. Super amateur, really. But these 4 games are spread out over 4 weeks. Kickoff is at 9 a.m. every Saturday, 4 weeks in total. Week 1, 4 games, 2 groups get eliminated. Week 2, another 4 games, 2 more out. Week 3, 4 games, 2 more out. Week 4, just 2 games, to decide 3rd place and the championship match. Each match is 70 minutes long, split into 2, 3, 5-minute halves, 1 5-minute halftime. It's an 8-a-side match, up to 6 substitutions allowed. After I completed the registration, the staff member asked me to follow a public account. He opened the account to show me, and there, on the public account, 8 teams were prominently displayed. Next to each team, there was a like and vote button. Linjian Elementary School's name was already listed at the very bottom.
On the official match day, the like and vote function will be activated. You can ask people around you to support your team. Let more people pay attention to this event.
Okay, I understand.
Then I'll see you on match day. I look forward to a good performance from your players.
Thank you. I'll make sure they're there on time.
What? You're taking our son to play in a match? Zhang Weihei, have you lost your mind?
Oh, honey.
I just thought it would be good for him to get some exercise.
After everything was settled, I hesitated for a long time, but eventually, I decided to come clean with Liang Ru. After all, this was a big deal. I was taking over a dozen kids to a match next Saturday.
He'll only be playing on Saturday. It absolutely won't affect his studies, I promise.
What can you promise? Don't you know what time it is? This semester ends in less than 2 months. Exams are coming up soon, and you're still taking him to play in a match?
Honey, our son wants to play. It's a rare opportunity. As parents, shouldn't we support our child's dreams?
I think it's time's dream. When we first met, all you talked about was playing football. You even dreamed of playing professionally. And what happened? You're still stuck in this town. Was it worth it? Do you want our son to end up just like you?
What's wrong with being like me? Am I an embarrassment to my son? Or have I wronged you as a husband? After all these years of marriage, this was the first time I'd ever lost my temper with her like that.
You actually yelled at me.
My temper flared up too. So what if I yelled at you? Let me tell you, I've already promised our son about this match. I have to take him. I've never seen you be so unreasonable.
Liang Ru stood there stunned. Tears instantly gushed from her eyes.
Fine. You win. I won't bother with our son anymore. Go on with your football.
With that, Liang Ru ran back into the room, crying. I opened my mouth, but in the end, nothing came out. I thought I'd calm down for a bit, let my emotions settle, then go talk to Liang Ru properly. A little while later, the bedroom door opened. Liang Ru walked out, dragging a suitcase.
What are you doing?
Startled, I quickly grabbed her suitcase.
I'm leaving. I'm not staying with you anymore. Go live with your soccer.
I grabbed her wrist.
Liang Ru, stop messing around, okay? Is it really that big of a deal?
Let go!
Get back inside!
Or I'll carry you back.
Let go! I'm not with you.
Just then, I scooped Liang Ru into my arms and headed straight for the bedroom.
What are you doing?
Liang Ru was both embarrassed and angry. She struggled wildly.
It's daytime. Did you lock the door?
After a chaotic struggle, Liang Ru lay on the bed, breathing heavily. Her face was flushed with a lingering blush.
Still leaving?
Liang Ru glared at me, her face red. Then she turned her head away.
All right. Don't be mad anymore. My tone was a bit harsh just now. But what you said earlier was really provoking, wasn't it?
Liang Ru's shoulders trembled slightly. She began to sob silently. I was stunned. I hugged Liang Ru from behind and said,
All right, honey. Don't cry. I'm sorry. It was my fault. I shouldn't have yelled at you.
Do you think I'm crying because of that? When I was scolding you, wasn't I also scolding myself? Do you think I feel good about this? Neither of us went to college. We both ended up back in the village. I just don't want our son to follow in our footsteps. I want him to have a better future. Am I wrong? When can't he play soccer? Why do you have to choose this exact time? Can't he play after his exams?
Honey, seeing Liang Ru cry, my heart softened a bit. What Liang Ru said wasn't wrong. He could indeed play soccer after his exams. She truly was thinking about our child. But after the middle school entrance exams, there are high school entrance exams. And after high school, there's the infamous college entrance exam. The academic pressure will only get heavier. When will it ever end? After college, he'll already be in his 20s. Will he still want to play then? Honey, this is our son's dream. I want to give him some childhood joy and memories. I believe when he grows up, he'll definitely remember this soccer match. It will be the most precious memory of his elementary school life. And if our son gets a good ranking, he might get bonus points and get directly admitted to county #1 middle school. Originally, Liang Ru, who had been teary-eyed, suddenly brightened.
Really?
I nodded and said, Of course it's true. Do you know who else is participating in this competition? There's no 1, no 4, and no 6 elementary schools. They're the best elementary schools in the county. Would they go if there were no benefits? This is a rare opportunity. It took me a lot of effort to get this spot.
Then why didn't you say so earlier?
You didn't give me a chance to, honey. I just started to speak, and you already got mad at me. Let me tell you, this is a secret. I'll make sure our son is a key player to seize this opportunity. If others find out, this spot will be hard to get.
After my sweet talk, Liang Ru finally stopped resisting the competition. Instead, she became very supportive. As for what I told her, it was all lies, of course. I'll keep it a secret for as long as I can. I'll figure out how to smooth things over later. First, I needed to resolve the internal conflict. With Liang Ru's support, everything else fell into place more smoothly. On that Saturday, when I arrived at the field with Zhang Qi, I found the 11 kids were already there, waiting. They stood there, looking at me, their faces full of anticipation. Their little faces were flushed with excitement. I was dressed in a red tracksuit, a whistle hanging from my neck. With that red cap on, I really looked the part of a coach. Looking at the children's eyes, an inexplicable excitement welled up inside me. I picked up the whistle from my chest and blew it hard. Line up. All the kids heard me and immediately stood in a line and said, "Help, Coach!" I carefully looked at each of these children, each innocent face. Kids, from now on, I am your coach. Now, I'm going to introduce you to what real football is. I had the kids split into 2 groups to simulate formations and the basic rules of football. Forwards, midfielders, defenders, goalkeepers. Since they were playing 8, side football this time, I explained in detail the formations and tactical arrangements, defensive formations, offensive formations, and basic fouls. As a seasoned football fan, these basic football concepts were second nature to me. I had these kids completely mesmerized. They looked at me with such admiration. A kid named Li Xiaozhen said, full of awe,
"Wow, Uncle Zhang, you're amazing. You know so much."
That's my dad. He's won championships before. I've even seen his championship trophy at home.
Everyone was surprised. Their eyes, looking at me, were even more filled with admiration. Haha. Seeing the kids' adoring gazes, I couldn't help but blush. That was a long time ago. Let's not talk about it. Now, my goal is to lead you all to win this championship. Do you have confidence? Do you? Yes! The children stood tall, shouting loudly, their voices clear and full of determination. The kids' learning and adaptability completely exceeded my expectations. In just one day, they had basically memorized everything I taught them. However, improving their skills couldn't happen significantly in such a short time, but at least the kids could now basically follow my instructions to set up their desired formations. With only a week left until the official match, I applied to the school for a week-long training session for the kids. After some discussion, in the mornings, the kids would go to school. In the afternoons, they could come to my football field for football training. Their class schedules would also be coordinated by their homeroom teacher to minimize the impact of football on their studies. I was so grateful for the school's cooperation, and I promised to lead the kids to a good ranking in the competition. The principal, however, didn't have such high hopes.
This is Linjin Elementary School's first time participating in such a competition. If we can just win one game, that would be exceeding expectations. Even if we don't win a single game, I won't say anything.
Principal Lee, these kids work really hard, and they're very talented. Just you wait. They'll give you a big surprise.
The school will support you.
Thank you, Principal.
Oh. You'll have your work cut out for you.
That Thursday afternoon, all the kids began systematic, targeted training under my guidance. Around 5 p.m., a group of older students started appearing on the football field. These kids were almost as tall as adults. They were all junior high students. Besides them, to their surprise, their schoolmates started showing up one after another. More and more people arrived. They even saw their teachers, and even the principal. All the kids instantly got nervous. Their training stopped unconsciously. This was my deliberate arrangement. I wanted them to get used to the game atmosphere before the official match and boost their confidence. A loud whistle blew. All the kids instantly lined up, visibly nervous. The official match is the day after tomorrow. Today, I've found you an opponent. With that, I waved to those older students. The older students exchanged glances, then came out one by one. These are your opponents today. When they heard me, a commotion immediately broke out. None of them had expected that I'd found a group of middle schoolers to play against these kids. These 9th graders already had physiques close to adults. Their average height was about 1.7 meters, while these kids' average height was only about 1.6 meters, a difference of nearly 10 centimeters. There was no comparison. A leading 9th grader, I glanced at Zhang Qi and his team, then spoke to the junior high students.
Uncle Zhang, you want us to play against Times them? And if we win, each of us gets to go to your supermarket and pick out 100 yuan worth of items? Is that true?
Of course it's true, but the premise is, you have to win. The junior high kids exchanged glances, their eyes filled with excitement and joy. They were sure they'd win the prize.
Then let's start quickly. I already know what I want.
We have 12 players, including substitutes. Why did only 8 of you show up?
We don't need substitutes. Let's just start. Let's get this over with quickly.
I looked at Zhang Qi, who was visibly nervous. Then I spoke loudly to everyone. Kids, this is your first game. Don't be afraid of your opponents. Just use what I've taught you during the game, and you can win. Do you have confidence? The kids paused for a moment, then replied, but their voices were a bit weak.
Yes, yes.
Do you have confidence?
Yes.
Good. Zhang Qi, Liu Yang, Li Xiaozhen, Li Wenwen, Zhang Xiaoming, Qian Duoduo, Li Xiaoguang. I called out the names of 8 children in a row. You 8 are starting today. Do you know your positions? The 8 kids stepped forward.
We do.
I nodded with satisfaction and said, Formation 3-3-1. The match starts now. Don't be nervous. Remember your positions. As long as you play like you do in practice, you're sure to win. With that, I extended my hand. I looked at them. The kids understood. 12 small hands piled onto mine. What's our goal?
Championship.
Are you confident?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The kids and I cheered, let's go, 3 times. Then I let go of their hands. The nervous expressions on their faces vanished. All that remained was pure excitement and fighting spirit. The kids took their positions on the field in a perfect 3-3-1 formation. This left the older students on the other team completely stunned.
Is all this really necessary?
An older student swallowed hard. I don't know why, but they suddenly didn't seem so confident anymore. Compared to the kids' formation, the middle schooler's stance was sloppy and disorganized. It was full of holes and imperfections. I stood in the middle of the field, holding the football. I placed the ball on the center line, then took out a coin. I asked the leading middle schooler, heads or tails?
Heads.
I flipped a coin. The middle school team gets the kickoff. With that, I gently kicked the football to that student. Then I stepped back a few paces and blew my whistle hard. Game on. The older student paused for a moment, then started the kickoff. He didn't choose to pass, but dribbled the ball forward. However, before he could really get going, he found Zhang Qi blocking his way. The older student tried to get past Zhang Qi, but to his surprise, Zhang Qi directly stole the ball from him. Go, 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 attack! Seeing Zhang Qi so quickly steal the ball, I jumped up excitedly, shouting to the kids, "Great play!" The next moment, the kids, like a herd of young calves, charged directly at the older students. Liu Yang dribbled the ball, rushing forward. All the kids quickly sprang into action. They rushed towards the older students. The older kids were surprised. 3 or 4 of them charged at Liu Yang. This made their already weak defense even more vulnerable.
Here!
Just then, a young player named Li Xiaozhen shouted. He was incredibly fast. He had already run to the far back of the junior high team's formation, completely undefended. The goal was wide open. Zhang Qi's eyes lit up. He kicked the ball to Li Xiaozhen, and Li Xiaozhen, upon receiving the ball, didn't hesitate for a second. He kicked the ball into the undefended goal. The ball landed in the net. The kids cheered excitedly. The surrounding spectators also erupted in cheers. Even the principal and teachers I'd specifically invited looked surprised. They never expected these 6th graders to score first against junior high students. I took out my whistle and blew it hard, interrupting the cheering. Offside, no goal. Score 0-0. When they heard my announcement, a wave of uproar rose again. The kids, who had been so excited,
Were told the goal was invalid. They immediately looked disappointed. My call also drew some complaints from the audience.
Didn't you score? Why doesn't it count?
It was offside. In any official match, it wouldn't count.
This isn't an official match. Aren't you worried about affecting the kids' confidence with a call like that?
Confidence isn't given that way. If you're unhappy with my call, you can come be the referee. The teacher paused.
then he stopped talking
Clearly a bit annoyed, I clapped my hands.
and called all the kids over.
All right, I'm going to explain the offside rule again. In a football match, many brilliant goals are disallowed because of offside. So you really need to pay attention.
Coach Zhang, I'm sorry. I ran too fast just now. I didn't notice their positions.
No, you did great. This is just your first match. Reaching this point already proves your ability. I believe you'll win this match. All right, go back and continue your fight.
Everyone nodded and immediately scattered back onto the field. They resumed their 3-3-1 formation. I kicked the ball back to the junior high students. He smiled and told them to keep serving. The junior high student paused. He glanced at the group of kids, who were clearly a head shorter than them. He unconsciously swallowed. The scene where those kids rushed forward as soon as they got the ball had put immense psychological pressure on him.
Serve quickly. If you don't, it'll be a foul.
The junior high student finally reacted. He started to serve with the ball. However, after just 2 steps, he saw Zhang Qi pressing him again. Thinking of how his ball was intercepted just now, he was startled. He didn't dare to go past Zhang Qi. Instead, he kicked the ball out to pass it to his teammate. Just then, a figure rushed forward at top speed, intercepting the ball. This time, it was Liu Yang who burst out. His pass went right past the person Liu Yang was marking. Liu Yang's slightly chubby body exploded with incredible speed. With a forward rush, he intercepted the ball again.
Attack!
I shouted excitedly. The kids, like hungry tigers, pressed forward against the older students. 3 people rushed towards Liu Yang. Liu Yang didn't have a speed advantage. Seeing the 3 pressing him, Liu Yang kicked the ball to Li Xiaochen beside him, drawing the 3 defenders away. Li Xiaochen seized the opportunity and quickly kicked the ball back. He passed it back to Liu Yang. Liu Yang immediately charged forward with the ball.
2 players rushed over, blocking his path. Liu Yang quickly scanned around.
Li Xiaochen, like a cheetah, burst out again.
Next!
Liu Yang shouted, and with a powerful kick, passed the ball to Li Xiaochen. Li Xiaozhen kicked it.
sending Liu Yang's pass towards the wide-open goal.
The ball flew in an almost perfect straight line, straight into the net. The whole field fell silent.
Everyone was stunned. If the previous goal could be attributed to the older students' carelessness, then this goal couldn't be explained away like that. After the goal, Zhang Qi, Liu Yang, Li Xiaochen, and the other kids didn't rush to celebrate. Instead, they all looked at me. I smiled and blew my whistle. Goal counts: Linzhen Elementary School 1, Linzhen Middle School 0.
Yay!
As soon as I finished speaking, all the kids erupted in cheers. They ran, they jumped freely on the field, venting their excitement and joy from the goal. The surrounding spectators also cheered. After that goal, the kids' tension instantly vanished. But the middle schoolers, they got really nervous. The game continued. This time, Zhang Qi started with the ball. He dribbled forward quickly. That older student blocked his path. However, his positioning was full of holes. Zhang Qi actually dribbled right past him. The middle schooler was surprised.
Stop him! He's going for a solo!
With his shout, two other middle schoolers immediately ran over. Just then, Li Wenwen cut in beside him. Zhang Qi gave a light kick, passing the ball to Li Wenwen's feet. The three were startled. They rushed towards Li Wenwen, but just as the three of them turned and charged, Li Wenwen, who had just received the ball, passed it back to Zhang Qi. And by this time, Zhang Qi was already 2 body lengths ahead of them. Zhang Qi, with the ball again, charged forward, leaving the three far behind. The other middle schoolers were too far away to defend in time. Zhang Qi dribbled into the penalty area and took a powerful shot, aiming directly at the undefended goal. The ball arced beautifully, soaring over the goalkeeper and into the net. Beautiful. Linzhen Elementary 2, Linzhen Middle School 0. The kids cheered excitedly again. That older student's face turned green. He glared at his own goalkeeper and snapped.
Zhang Zhi, is your goalkeeping just for show? They've scored 3 goals already!
The other student's face flushed. He retorted.
You're one to talk! When they attacked, there was no one in front of the goal. How was I supposed to defend?
The game continued. 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. The middle schoolers from Linzhen Middle School had their morale completely crushed by these elementary kids. Aside from being a bit taller, they had no teamwork, no strategy. They were practically dominated by these kids. They couldn't fight back at all. This match gave me a deeper understanding of the kids under my wing. Zhang Qi, Liu Yang, Li Xiaozhen, Li Wenwen. The 4 of them had clearly become the core of the team. Zhang Qi, of course, goes without saying. I've been playing with him since he was 8. His footwork and ball control are the steadiest on the field. Liu Yang has incredible explosiveness. He often appears in unexpected places and strikes suddenly, catching the opponents off guard. Li Xiaozhen is incredibly fast, perfect for weaving through and breaking defenses. Quick offense, quick attacks. Li Wenwen was the one who surprised me the most. His explosive power and speed were quite ordinary, but his passes were incredibly precise. He was excellent at seizing fleeting opportunities on the field. In the first half, with their combined efforts, they managed to score 6-0 against the other team. The older students' defense was completely shattered by their attacks. They couldn't mount any counterattacks. After 35 minutes of play, the first half ended. I substituted Zhang Qi, Liu Yang, Li Xiaozhen, and Li Wenwen. All 4 of them were taken off. The 4 substitute students had been eager to play. As soon as the second half began, they launched a fierce attack against the older students. With the 4 main players off the field, the pressure on the older students significantly decreased. They finally stopped just defending and started to counterattack. However, by then, they had very little chance left. The final score was locked at 8-1. Linzhen Junior High finally managed to get 1 point from Linzhen Elementary School, avoiding a complete shutout. The moment I announced the end of the match, the students and teachers watching erupted in cheers. The kids were also shouting excitedly.
Dad, we won! We won!
The 12 kids surrounded Zhang Weihei, their faces full of excitement. This was their first match. It was also their first win, and they beat older kids. They were thrilled. Those older students walked over. They looked a bit embarrassed, but still said,
You guys are really good. We heard you're going to play in a tournament. We'll come watch you. Good luck.
Thank you, big brothers.
The 8 students all smiled. The one leading them looked at me and said, Uncle Zhang, can you come to our school and be our coach? We want to learn to play soccer too. Just then, Principal Lee of Linzhen Elementary School appeared out of nowhere. Kids, Coach Zhang is now the coach for Linzhen Elementary. He doesn't have the energy to coach you guys. Right, Teacher Zhang? Seeing Principal Lee winking at me like crazy, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, but I nodded along with his words and smiled. He's right. I really don't have the energy. A hint of disappointment flashed in their eyes. Then they looked at me again and asked,
Can we still come here to play soccer sometimes?
Of course you can. As long as I'm here, you're always welcome. After the match, I opened the back of my cargo van, and there, in the trunk, was a pile of brand new jerseys and shoes. Seeing them, the kids' eyes lit up with excitement.
Uncle Zhang, are these for us?
The children stared at the shoes. They couldn't take their eyes off them. Of course, for a real match. How can you play without jerseys and shoes? Go on, take them. There are 12 sets, one for each of you. The children's eyes sparkled. They swarmed forward. The jerseys and shoes were quickly snatched up. Principal Lee witnessed all this and couldn't help but ask, Coach Zhang, did you buy these for the kids with your own money? Yeah. Didn't we agree on that? Why didn't you ask them to buy their own? Many of their parents aren't home. They're mostly looked after by their grandparents. It's already great that they agreed to let their kids participate in the match and play football. If I asked them for money for the uniforms, do you believe me when I say half the kids would be pulled out by their families? Rather than that, I'd rather pay for it myself.
Coach Zhang, I'm officially inviting you to be the football coach for Linzhen Elementary School.
Principal Lee looked at me deeply. I nodded and said, Aren't I already?
It's different. Before, you were just a nominal coach. Now, it's official. The kind with a salary.
I never thought this friendly match would lead Principal Lee to make such a big decision. I officially became the football coach for Linzhen Elementary School. The 800 yuan a month wasn't much, but at least I had an official title, and it was very flexible. I was only responsible for the kids' football classes, and I could arrange my time freely. This match completely changed Principal Lee's perception of these kids. It also filled him with confidence for the upcoming competition. Principal Lee, with a wave of his hand, not only officially hired me as their school's coach, but also stated that he couldn't let me bear all the expenses for the kids' matches. He couldn't reimburse the previous expenses, but all future expenses for the kids' matches, such as chartering buses and meals, would be covered by the school's budget. Not only that, for the official competition,
Principal,
the school would also arrange for teachers to accompany the man, look after the children. The principal's sudden change of heart greatly surprised me, and I was naturally very happy. The official match was in 2 days. I gave the kids a day off. Let them save their energy tomorrow, get a good rest, to prepare for the official match the day after tomorrow. You'll have a day off tomorrow.
In a blink of an eye, the day of the official match arrived. On the day of the match, the kids all wore brand new uniforms and shoes. Their faces were full of excitement. Principal Lee arranged a chartered bus. It took me and the kids to Jiang County. There weren't just 12 kids on the bus. Principal Lee and their homeroom teacher also came along. Besides them, my wife, Liang Ru, was also there. Kids, your official match is about to start. Are you excited?
Excited!
Are you nervous?
Not at all.
Wow. You guys are really bold. Not nervous at all? My palms are sweating from nervousness right now.
Ha, ha, ha.
Coach, I'm actually pretty nervous. I just didn't dare to say it. Afraid they'd laugh at me.
The kids chimed in.
Me too.
It's normal to be nervous. After all, this is our first official match. But kids, you've even beaten middle schoolers who are a head taller than you. Are you still afraid of them?
No!
What's our goal?
Champion!
The kids shouted in unison, their voices loud and clear. Their homeroom teacher couldn't help but say,
kids, winning or losing isn't important. It's about participation. Friendship first, competition second.
The kids paused, all looking at me.
The homeroom teacher is right. Winning or losing isn't important. But you're players. You're here to compete. And a competition must have a winner and a loser. A victor and a vanquished. Tell me, do you want to lose?
No!
Then go win! The kids' spirits were reignited.
Win! Win! Win!
The kids shouted loudly, eager to run onto the field right now and battle their opponents. The homeroom teacher frowned, looked at me, and said nothing more. The chartered bus arrived at the Jiang County Sports Center. The kids got off one by one. Just as I was about to get off, the homeroom teacher called out to me.
Coach Zhang, wait a moment.
By then, all the kids had already gotten off.
Is there something, Teacher Liu?
Coach Zhang, Don't you think what you just said was a bit too aggressive? They're just elementary school kids. You're instilling such a strong desire to win in them. What if they lose and can't handle it?
Mr. Liu, kids aren't as fragile as you think. As long as they give their best, even if they lose the game, it will still be a precious memory for them. But before that, please give these kids confidence. Comfort comes after they fail. Right now, they don't need comfort. They need trust.
Coach Zhang, I still don't agree with your theory. They're just kids. Too strong a desire to win isn't good for their growth. It's not beneficial.
I frowned and said,
Mr. Liu, I'm not a teacher. I'm just their coach. And my job is to help them win. And to believe they will win.
What if they lose?
If they lose, they lose. What else can we do?
That's an extremely irresponsible attitude.
Mr. Liu, I don't want to discuss this anymore. I believe these kids can face winning and losing with grace. They're not as fragile as you think. And let me say it again. Before the game, I will do my best to help them win. Losing isn't an option.
With that, I got out of the car. Inside the stadium, other teams had already started arriving. The stands were packed. Since it was Sunday, the audience was made up of students from various schools and their parents. All 8 teams were from elementary schools in the county. Only our team was from a township elementary school. Under the host's introduction, each team entered in turn. Every team had their own cheering squad. As soon as their team entered, the cheering squad immediately erupted in cheers. When First Elementary School made their entrance, a wave of enthusiastic cheers swept through the stadium. Even the cheering squads from other teams joined in the applause. First Elementary School's football team had just competed in the city tournament and even brought home the city's runner-up title for our county. For this tournament, First Elementary School was the only team specially invited by the organizers. Many people came to watch just to see First Elementary School's young football stars in action. They were the true celebrity team here. Everyone already assumed they would be the champions of this competition.
And finally, entering the field, Linjian Elementary School.
Let's go!
I told the kids and led them into the arena. Unlike the roar of the crowd when First Elementary School appeared, when Linjian Elementary School came out, everyone was stunned. They all wondered where Linjian Elementary School came from.
Linzen Elementary. Go, go, go!
Kids, they don't know us yet, but soon they all will.
The First Elementary School Football League Draw ceremony officially begins.
After all the players entered, the draw began. The coach of First Elementary School was the first to draw. Group A. Seeing First Elementary School draw Group A, all the team coaches looked a bit nervous. None of them wanted to be in the same group as First Elementary. After all, their strength is undeniable. They've practically secured the championship. I was a bit nervous too. First Elementary's reputation is indeed too strong. If we met them in the first match, that would be dangerous. I was the fourth to go up and draw. It clearly showed Group B. I was so excited I almost jumped. Due to the special arrangement of this competition system, we wouldn't face First Elementary School until the finals. Like me, the coaches who drew Group B all breathed a long sigh of relief. Those who drew Group A, however, looked utterly dejected, their faces full of worry. After the group draw, it was time for another one. This time, to pick our opponents, we drew 24th Elementary. The other coach and I both let out a long sigh of relief. We glanced at each other, sharing a relieved smile. What a lucky break. Linjian Elementary 4, 24th Elementary 0. The moment the ref announced the final score, the 24th Elementary coach's jaw practically hit the floor. His eyes were about to pop out. The crowd erupted in shock. They never expected a rural town school to be this good. We completely shut them out. Since 24th Elementary had already lost a match, they had to face another Group B team, the other losing side, in a do-or-die game. Another loss meant elimination. As for our team, thanks to the win, we advanced straight to the next round. We could finally focus on prepping for next week. After our match wrapped up, I didn't rush off. Instead, I had the principal take the kids back, while I stayed behind to watch the other games. There were 2 matches left for the morning. Both were in Group B. Right after ours finished, it was 4th Elementary versus 9th Elementary. 4th Elementary locked in a 3-1 victory. As for 9th Elementary, we'll compete tomorrow for that wild card spot. I had a quick lunch and arrived at the venue early. Around 3 p.m., First Elementary finally played. First Elementary crushed Qingshan Private Elementary 8-0. They completely dominated. They scored 4 goals in each half. After watching First Elementary's game, I stood up abruptly and walked out of the stadium. There was no need to watch the rest. First Elementary would be our opponent in the final. We still had half a month. Plenty of time. A week later, I brought the kids back to the venue. Unlike last time, this time our team finally had a cheering squad. Teachers and some parents of the students. Our opponent this time was 4th Elementary. In the first half, Zhang Qi, Liu Yang, and Li Xiaochen didn't play. Because they had 6 substitutes, and we only had 4. They were good at defense. If we drag it to the second half and wore them out, it would be dangerous. Li Wenwen, you must conserve your energy. Don't push too hard. I need you to play the whole game today.
Got it, coach.
In the first half, both sides attacked and defended well. Each scored 1 valid goal. The score was tied 1-1. The second half began, and I immediately put Zhang Qi, Liu Yang, and Li Xiaochen back in. The opposing team made substitutions, and they used all 6 of their slots at once. I chuckled and said, they still want to play a war of attrition with us. No more wasting time with them. Quick passes, quick attacks. Go crush them.
Yes, coach!
The second half officially started. Linjin Elementary's style changed dramatically, launching a thunderous offensive. Zhang Qi charged with the ball. Liu Yang burst into a sprint. Liu Yang's lightning-fast attack, Li Wenwen's precise passes, plus the concerted efforts of the other players, unleashed a thunderous offensive. This time, they adopted an aggressive 2-1-4 formation, essentially abandoning defense to launch a furious attack. Soon, 4th Elementary's defense was shattered by Linjin Elementary's onslaught. Zhang Qi scored a goal, 2-1. Li Xiaochen scored a goal, 3-1. Li Wenwen's precise pass assisted Zhang Qi for another goal, 4-1. Less than 10 minutes into the second half, Linjin Elementary had scored 3 consecutive goals. 4th Elementary's coach quickly called a timeout. However, he had already used all his substitution slots, so he could only give some tactical instructions. Zhang Qi, Li Xiaochen, they'll definitely be marking you 2 closely later. Don't let them run wild. When you get the ball, pass it to Li Wenwen the moment you get a chance. As soon as Li Wenwen has the ball, you all push forward. He'll decide who to pass it to. The game resumed, just as I expected. The opponents assigned players to mark Zhang Qi and Li Xiaochen. The moment Zhang Qi got the ball, 2 players quickly closed in on him, leaving him no room to maneuver. Seeing this, Zhang Qi immediately looked for Li Wenwen and passed the ball. The instant Li Wenwen received the ball, all our players charged towards the opponent's goal, pressing hard. Just then, Li Wenwen sent out a pass. Liu Yang roared. An astonishing burst of power erupted from his legs. He sprinted forward, leaped high in 2 steps, and powerfully headed the incoming ball. The ball landed in the net, 5-1. What a goal! I shouted excitedly. This match was now beyond doubt. The final score was locked at 8-3. Because we basically abandoned defense, the opponents seized 2 opportunities and scored 2 goals, but it didn't affect the outcome of the match. The kids' growth rate far exceeded my expectations. Elementary school, number 4, is also very strong. If we had faced them in the first match instead of elementary school number 24, it would have been a much tougher win. It wouldn't have been this easy. After our match, I stayed at the venue to watch elementary school number 1's game. They were as consistent as ever. The score was 7-1. They completely dominated their opponent. Our opponent for next week will be decided between elementary school number 4 and elementary school number 9. Last Sunday, elementary school number 24, who lost to us, and elementary school number 9, who lost to elementary school number 4, played a revival match. Elementary school number 9 defeated elementary school number 24, successfully reviving their chances. Today, elementary school number 4 lost to us. This Sunday, they'll have another match against elementary school number 9. Whoever wins will advance and become our opponent next week. I got the news the very next day. Elementary school number 4 narrowly lost to elementary school number 9 with a score of 2-3. So, our opponent for next week is, naturally, elementary school number 9. Elementary school number 9's overall strength is a bit lower than elementary school number 4's. The reason elementary school number 4 lost could be that they weren't in top form, or perhaps they knew that even if they won, our next opponent was the same team. This put them under immense psychological pressure. That's why they lost the game. But no matter the reason, our next match would be an easy one. And it turned out exactly as I expected. The final score of that game was 7-3. There were no specific tactics for this match. Everyone got plenty of playing time, and everyone played happily and contentedly. In the afternoon, the results for First Elementary School's game also came out, 5-0. They blanked their opponent again. The final was set, First Elementary School versus Linzhen Elementary School. When we returned to the field, it was already the day of the final. The stands were already packed with people. Linzhen Elementary School was undoubtedly the biggest dark horse of this tournament. They had stormed into the finals with an impressive record of 3 wins in 3 games. And First Elementary School also had 3 wins in 3 games. The host spoke passionately, emphasizing the importance of both teams.
Now, please take out your phones and support your favorite team. Your votes are crucial for these 2 teams. All right, enough talk. Let's hand the field over to the players.
I took out my phone and looked. First Elementary School and Linzhen Elementary School were both at the top. First Elementary School truly lived up to its reputation as the county's star team. They already had over 20,000 votes, but Linzhen Elementary School only had less than 3,000 votes. These votes only went up recently, thanks to some new fans. In the first week, we barely had 300 votes. Getting to 3,000 now is already pretty good. I just didn't understand what the host meant by saying voting is very important to us. What did that even mean? I didn't think much of it, so I put my phone away and started planning today's tactics with the kids. I have to say, First Elementary School was incredibly strong. Their tactics were spot on, with almost no weaknesses. Considering their players' strengths, I had the kids adopt a 4-2-1 defensive formation. Our main strategy was defense and counterattack. Don't rush it. Defend. Hold your ground. The first half ended. Score 0-0. 2 teams that had won every game with big leads, and not a single goal in the first half. The second half began. I made 2 substitutions. You must mark First Elementary's striker. Don't let him get away. And stay calm. They'll be desperate to score in this half. We need to seize that one opportunity and launch a counterattack.
Got it, Coach!
I stretched out my hand. One by one, their small hands piled on top of mine. Kids, the championship trophy is calling our name. Let's win this game. Bring the trophy home. Go, team.
Go team! Go team!
The kids shouted in unison, and once again, they charged onto their battlefield. The second half began. The 2 teams were locked in a stalemate again. Yixiao tried to attack several times, but couldn't break through our defense. With 10 minutes left in the game, First Elementary's forward got a bit anxious. He tried to force his way through with the ball, and right at that moment, he finally exposed a gap. Zhang Qi, who had been marking him, stole the ball from First Elementary's forward. Push up! I yelled, finally seeing an opportunity. The entire defensive line quickly pushed forward. The 4-2-1 formation rapidly changed to a 1-2-4. We quickly switched from defense to offense. First Elementary was caught off guard and a bit flustered. After all, for almost 50 minutes, Linzhen Elementary had been passively defending. They had almost formed a habit of it. They were momentarily stunned by the sudden rush.
What are you doing? Get back on defense!
First Elementary's coach was stomping his feet in frustration, almost swearing. Zhang Qi passed the ball to Li Wenwen. He sprinted forward. Li Wenwen dribbled the ball a couple of times. He lifted his foot, ready to pass the ball to Li Xiaojian, who was in a better position.
Stop him now!
2 players rushed out, blocking their path. Just then, Li Wenwen's foot, which was about to kick the ball, swerved. She completely missed the ball. Then she quickly turned and kicked the ball to Zhang Qi.
A feint!
The coach of elementary school, number 1, let out a cry of surprise. At this moment, Zhang Qi was in a perfect position. With a powerful shot, the ball flew straight into the net, 1-0. Linzhen Elementary School finally broke the deadlock, scoring the first goal. 29 minutes of the second half had already passed. There were only 6 minutes left in the game. Just then, the coach of elementary school, number 1, quickly called a timeout. The kids gathered in front of me again. The kids' final victory was within reach. Just 6 more minutes. Hold your ground! Defend, defend, defend. They'll be desperate to counterattack in these last 6 minutes. You must stay steady. Once you get the ball, don't attack. Pass it back immediately. Don't give them any chances. Got it?
Got it!
Go, team!
Go, go!
Just then, a loud cheer erupted from the opposing side. Both teams' young players showed an intense desire for victory. This was the final showdown. The game continued. With the referee's whistle, First Elementary immediately kicked off. A long shot flew straight towards Linzhen Elementary's goal. A First Elementary player lunged forward. Linzhen Elementary immediately defended tightly. The ball soared high, then dropped to the ground, and bounced up again. Several players scrambled for the ball, triggering a melee. The ball rolled back and forth in the scramble between the two groups. It bounced up. Just then, First Elementary. Just then, a tall player from First Elementary leaped high, heading the ball. The ball flew towards the goal. In that moment, my heart leaped into my throat. I was so tense I almost froze. There were 90 seconds left in the game. Whoosh! Just then, Sun Liangliang, the goalkeeper, leaped high, extending his hands, and firmly caught the incoming ball. Amazing! Fantastic! Sun Liangliang, I yelled excitedly. The last 90 seconds, we had possession. They had no chance left. Sun Liangliang passed it to Li Wenwen. Someone immediately rushed over, eyes red, trying to steal it. Li Wenwen passed it to Zhang Qi. Zhang Qi dribbled a few times. Seeing someone coming for the ball, he passed it to Liu Yang. Finally, the game ended. The whistle blew. Linzeng Elementary School versus First Elementary School, 1-0. When the kids realized they'd won, they screamed and ran around like crazy. I rushed onto the field too. I picked up Sun Liangliang and gave him a big kiss on the cheek. That was a beautiful save. Sun Liangliang just grinned foolishly.
Uncle Zhang, your beard pricks. Haha.
We cheered wildly, while First Elementary was crestfallen. Their forward even squatted on the ground, crying loudly. Zhang Qi walked over to comfort him.
My name is Zhang Qi. What's yours?
The forward wiped away his tears.
My name is Li Ziyuan.
Zhang Qi helped him up and said,
You guys played really well. You're the best I've ever seen. That shot was so scary. It almost went in.
Li Ziyuan wiped away his snot and tears.
You guys played great too. Next time we'll definitely beat you.
The game ended. After a short break, both teams lined up. The host and a man walked out, holding a trophy.
Now, I announce the champion of the first Jiang County Elementary School Football League.
The kids and I stood tall, looking at the gleaming trophy. Our faces were filled with the joy of victory.
Our champion is First Elementary School.
The smiles on our faces froze instantly. We all wondered if we'd misheard. It wasn't until I saw that middle-aged man, smiling, hand the trophy to the surprised First Elementary School student that I instantly got furious. What's going on? We clearly won the game! Why are they the champions? The host chuckled.
Coach Zhang, please calm down. This competition has two scoring methods. One is game points, and the other is online voting. 1,000 votes count as 1 point. As of the end of voting, First Elementary School received 27,800 votes, and Linzhen Elementary School, 6,500 votes. The difference is over 20,000 votes. So, according to the rules of the competition, the champion is First Elementary.
Bullshit! If that's the case, why even play the game? You could have just done a vote. This is absurd!
Mr. Zhang, please calm down. This is a charity competition. The goal is to tell the kids that winning or losing isn't important. Participation is what matters, right?
To hell with winning isn't important! A surge of nameless rage suddenly welled up inside me. I punched the host right in the nose.
He fell to the ground instantly. Just then, 2 staff members quickly rushed forward and pinned me down.
Let go of our coach.
Dad!
Oh! The scene was pure chaos. With red eyes, I glared at them and roared. Do you know how long these kids prepared for this competition?
Do you know how much they longed for this trophy?
Hey, coach!
You've insulted this sport! You've desecrated the children's passion!
This isn't a trophy won by victory. Will they feel good holding it?
You've insulted everyone who participated in this competition!
Ultimately, this competition ended in such a chaotic mess. Half a month after the incident, I received a lawyer's letter. They said I assaulted someone and insulted them. They wanted me to apologize in person, otherwise they'd hold me accountable. But I refused to apologize. I'd rather go to jail than apologize to those bastards. My wife cried, trying to persuade me.
Just apologize, honey. It's just a game. It's not worth it.
I looked at my son and asked, Zhang Qi, do you still want to play football?
Not anymore. They all say winning or losing doesn't matter. I don't know what's the point of practicing all the time. From that day on, they never went to the field again. The team has disbanded.
Hearing my son say that, my heart ached inexplicably. It felt like a knife twisting in my gut. Those bastards. I roared, clutching the lawyer's letter.
Honey, what are you doing?
Liang Ru grabbed my hand, her face streaked with tears. I gritted my teeth and said, They stole my son's dream. I'm going to get it back for him. I ran back to the room, pulled out my phone. Looking at the photos on my phone, the QQ group, which had been silent for ages, was filled with my old soccer buddies from S City, from over a decade ago. We hadn't kept in touch since I left there. But the group was still there, never disbanded. They were scattered all over the country, and for various reasons they'd all left the sport. But the one thing that remained unchanged was their deep-seated love for the game. Hey guys, it's Zhang Weihe. I need your help with something. Then, I quickly explained the ridiculous rules these jerks had set, and the whole story behind it. I waited for about 5 minutes, but the group remained dead silent. A flicker of disappointment crossed my eyes. Guess I was overthinking it. It's been so long, who remembers who anymore? Even the strongest passion fades with time. How many would be as foolish as me to do something like this? No one cared about this. Out of the parents of the 12 players, besides me, not a single one was willing to stand up and criticize the organizers. Even the principal thought there was nothing seriously wrong with what the organizers did. He even told me to calm down, saying that getting a runner-up spot was already pretty good. I should be content. At that moment, I started to doubt myself. Was it really my fault? No. It shouldn't be like this. My teeth gnashed together. If no one helps, I'll do it myself. I must fight for these kids' dreams back. Beep, beep, beep. The group chat notification suddenly went off.
Who's the jerk who made these rules? What do they think football is? We must get justice for the kids. Just say the word, brother. What do you need us to do? Jiang County, right? Wait for me, brother. I'm bringing people over to see who this person is.
The notifications became more and more frequent. Soon, various replies filled the group chat. A chat group that had been dormant for over a decade came alive at this moment, and new members kept joining. My nose tingled. Tears streamed down my face uncontrollably. I wiped away my tears. I sent the lawyer's letter the organizers gave me, along with some screenshots and videos from that time, to the group. Brothers, help me blow this thing up. Let the whole country know. I, Zhang Weihe, would rather go to jail than apologize to these people. I want them to give the children their dreams back. My former teammates unleashed an unprecedented force. The screenshots I sent were turned into articles by them and edited into videos. Within a day, they were wildly shared across all major platforms. There were even media bigwigs in the group chat. They spent a fortune promoting it on Douyin, making the incident escalate rapidly. What a joke! Won the game, but lost the title? The shame of football. Winning doesn't count. Organizer, the one with more votes is the champion. Who stole children's love for football? Why is Chinese football stagnating? The reason has been found. Winning doesn't count. No inside job, but worse than an inside job. A true man would rather go to jail than apologize just to protect his children's dreams. In an instant, the entire internet was flooded with news about the Jiang County Elementary School Cup, Jiang County Elementary School scandal, Jiang County Elementary School Cup bizarre rules, Jiang County coach angrily attacks referees. These hashtags quickly dominated the trending topics. Official accounts of Jiang County were instantly swarmed and overwhelmed by netizens. The organizers of the Elementary School Cup and their social media accounts were attacked by angry netizens. It was a chorus of condemnation. They eventually had to disable comments. The surging public opinion scared the organizers. The next day, they brought the trophy to my house and apologized to me sincerely. They also reissued the trophy to me. Do you think I care about your lousy trophy? What you destroyed was the children's dreams and passion. By then, they were completely terrified. I heard the county leaders personally warn them. This incident had a huge negative impact on Jiang County. They were told to fix the mess they'd made.
Coach Zhang, it's all our fault. We were inconsiderate. We've already dropped the lawsuit, and we sincerely apologize to you. Please, tell us what you need.
I said coldly. I want to make a statement on TV. I want all the kids in the county to hear what I have to say. All students at Linzhen Elementary School were temporarily dismissed from class to watch the live broadcast on Jiang County TV.
It's Coach Shan! Uncle Shan is on TV!
Yeah.
I cleared my throat and spoke into the camera. Hello, everyone. My name is Zhang Weihe. I'm a football fan and an elementary school football coach. Suddenly facing the camera, I felt a bit nervous. Some words I'd prepared earlier, I didn't know how to say them. Taking a deep breath, I looked back at the camera. My gaze seemed to pierce through the lens, seeing those vibrant, energetic kids. Kids, I'm your coach Zhang. The last game was unfair to all of you. I know you're all feeling bad about it. It wasn't your fault. It was the organizers' stupidity. Turned this wonderful match into a complete mess. They all say winning or losing doesn't matter. And yes, it's true, winning or losing doesn't matter. But that's to help you face failure gracefully, not as an excuse to erase your efforts and hard work. Winning and losing do matter, but as long as you've worked hard and given it your all, even if you fail, what's there to be afraid of? Just try to win it back next time. Isn't that right? You all understand this principle, but some foolish adults don't. I know this competition has caused you all great harm. These foolish people insulted your love for football and even stole your dreams and passion. Now, I invite both teams tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the same stadium. Use your own hand stow, reclaim your dreams and passion. I'll be waiting for you there. Now, what I'm about to say is for all the teachers and principals and parents of these schools. Do not interfere with the children's decisions. Whether they come or not, please let them choose for themselves. Thank you. I'm done.
Saturday, at the stadium, I sat in the spectator stands, looking at the empty field. Cameras from major websites and TV stations all pointed at the field, but the field was completely empty, not a single soul. Liang Ru grabbed my hand and said,
Honey, you've done everything you could. It's up to the kids now, isn't it?
I nodded, a bit lost. My eyes were downcast. Just then, all the cameras turned to the entrance. Zhang Qi slowly walked in. Then Liu Yang, Li Xiaochen, Li Wenwen. On the other side, Zhang Shiyuan, Liu Xiaodong, Li Mingliang, and others from First Elementary also entered the venue. Their coach was with them. I shot up from my seat. My nose stung.
They're here! They're here! They all came!
Ha 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 ha. Liang Ru couldn't help but cry too. She patted my shoulder, complaining.
It's just a game. Why are you so persistent? What's the point? Do you know how worried I've been about you these past few days?
I wiped away a tear and said, I'm sorry, honey. I made you worry. It won't happen again. Players entering the field. The kids, and even that coach, were all looking for me.
Kids, I'm over here.
Hey!
Coach Zhang, aren't you coming down to coach your team?
Coach Wang, let's leave it to the kids today. Let them play the way they want to. What do you say?
This game belongs to you guys. Go out there and play freely. All right, good luck. Coach Zhang, my name is Wang Liang. Please let me thank you on behalf of the kids from First Elementary.
Wang Liang and I shook hands. I've been called crazy by quite a few people. Wang Liang chuckled.
Actually, sometimes I want to be crazy too, but I don't have the courage.
With a whistle, the game officially began. Both teams launched fierce attacks on each other. They barely defended and had no tactics. They just stared at the opponent's goal.
Ah, goal. My son scored.
Liang Ru shouted excitedly. 1-0. 1-1. 2-1. 3-4. 6-5. Both teams ran wild, chasing fiercely, fighting for that one football. The scores went back and forth. Goals kept coming. It was dazzling to watch. It drew gasps and cheers from the crowd. Honey, see? This is what football is all about. I looked at the running kids and said with a smile. Liang Ru rolled her eyes and said,
You're so clever.
Then, something suddenly occurred to me. Seeing my wife was in a good mood, I cautiously said, Honey, I need to confess something.
You lied about the bonus points for the competition.
I was stunned and said, You knew?
Do you really think your wife is an idiot?
I gave her a big kiss. Honey, I love you so much. The game ended. Both teams scored over 10 goals each. What? You're asking who won? The kids won. They reclaimed their dream and love for football. At this moment, winning or losing no longer mattered to them, right?